everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Erica, and if you aren't, welcome back. So today I thought it would be a lot of fun, as always. It's always a lot of fun with me, but I was very interested in trying the new Fenty Beauty Brow Pencil. So I think this is called Brow MVP, and the thing that's cool about it is it has this really thick brush on the end. I'll do close-ups a little bit later on, but it's like this thick, like, it kind of reminds me of like those boar brushes for like curly hair to distribute the oils and stuff, if any of you are familiar with that. But it's like a very, very thick brush. Whereas my Anastasia of Beverly Hills, the, what is this one? Brow Wiz, it is just the simple spoolie. So you can tell that there is definitely a difference between the two. And that's what I wanted to test out today. So I'm very excited to test it out. Also, we are going to pretend that this is the first time that I'm filming this and that I didn't try to film this a few days ago without sound. So, yeah, it's been a while. I have been very sick since then. So for the past few days, I've been very, very sick. So when I do my close-ups, you will see little like bursted blood vessels all over my cheeks. That is because I had a stomach virus and it has been exiting my body relentlessly throughout the night. So we're just gonna ignore that. It's there, but it's not there. They look like little freckles almost, so I'm kind of into them, but I really do want them to disappear. But we're going to do my regular makeup routine, just super simple. It was sort of going to be like my first day back, which I did end up wearing this makeup to my first day back of classes on Tuesday. But then I got really sick and I went to refilm this with sound and I was too sick for that. So we are now here a few days later, feeling much better and definitely more ready to film today than I was a few days ago. So we are going to start with my base. So I already have my skincare on, so that is my serums and sunscreen. So I usually just do vitamin C in the morning with a sunscreen, whether it's my Supergoop tinted one or the non-tinted one. I just like to have a base. And then we are going to go in with the Glossier Skin Perfecting Tint, and I'm going to take my damp beauty blender, which I've recently gotten into beauty blenders again, and I really like them. I don't know, I know why I stopped, because they were extremely overpriced and I ended up finding the Real Technique ones to be just as good. But during the Sephora sale, I noticed there was a kit and I was just kind of into getting one again. So I do really like it. It is a lot. I have my Real Technique one. I forgot how much denser the Real Technique one is than this one. This one's very, very soft and it actually does feel like a sponge. So we're just gonna pat this everywhere. I do like it. I do like having the cleanser come with it. It's the bar cleanser, but I do really enjoy it. I have nothing bad to say about the Beauty Blender other than the price. It is kind of pricey if you are somebody who does replace their beauty blenders as often as you should. It's like every few months. So if you are that person, then definitely they're not as economic as we all wish they were. So, but yeah, I really like them. It does give a nice finish. I'm just going to go over again. For the most part, for back to school, for school in general, I like having a very thin layer of makeup. I don't like feeling caked. I'm there for hours. I'm doing a lot. I'm sweating. I'm moving around on campus. I don't like to be too weighed down on my face. I don't like the feeling of heavy makeup. I'm going to go in with my Radiant Creamy Concealer in Vanilla, and I'm just going to sort of cancel out the fact that I don't sleep, or I haven't been sleeping recently, because I do like to sleep. I do try my best to sleep. So we are going to just get any areas that I want to sort of bring out. And then, like I mentioned before, we use this now, but I like to use the soft matte concealer for any areas that I don't want to sort of highlight, because the Radiant Concealer does have sort of a like more radiant effect. This one's super matte, so anything that you want to cover and sort of eliminate, this one's definitely the nicer one to use. So I'm just gonna go over here. I think I'm gonna also cover my eyelids because there are some broken blood vessels there too. So, and I'm going to just use this concealer with my finger because I like how it's warmed into the skin, whereas the other one I don't mind when the Radiant Concealer is just sort of sitting on top of my skin. I like how it blends better with the Beauty Blender. So I'm going to try and really work this in with the heat more than a rubbing motion. So again, I am going to be wearing some eye makeup for this look, so it doesn't have to be too perfect here. And then I can use my blender for this a little bit. I like to do the matte one first with the blender, because if I go in with the radiant one and then touch any of the matte areas, then they will become radiant too. So I like to separate my use of that. So just do any of these areas. Again, I just like to have a very smooth and sort of put together canvas whenever I'm doing my face makeup for school. I like to keep it simple, nothing too crazy. So there you can see how everything's been canceled out on my eyes, just because I did have a lot of broken blood vessels there, and now I don't even think you'll be able to see them, at least not on camera, because you can't really pick them up in person. So I'm going to close my concealer, close my skin tint, and then I'm going to go in with eyes. So I like to do very simple looks. I've mentioned it before in my last video. I like the Magnetic Matte Eye Color from Nude Sticks. This one's in Putty. It's a very like close to skin color. Again, it's just a little bit darker than my concealer. So I just put it all over the lid, directly on the lid. And then I will close this and sort of just work it in. I really liked how I added my blush last time, so I will be doing that one more time. I like adding some color into the eyelids, because as much as this adds a nice like sort of like better than your skin or a little bit darker than your skin color, so it just sort of mattifies the area, I do like to add color. And recently I've been trying out the Milk Makeup Lip and Cheek sort of chubby stick. And this one is in color Work, so I just kind of warm it up on my fingers so I get like some nice color. It's a very nice like rosy color. I'm a big fan of it. It's very easy to work with, very easy to put on the skin. It just looks really nice. It really awakens the eye. I feel like any like little bit of color really adds to the look. So here I'm going to put some on the other eye. Smells nice. I don't know what it is. It kind of smells like I don't know, there's definitely some tones of fruitiness to it, so I just sort of pat it all over my eyelid. I don't know, I'm a big fan of it. I really like it. Then I'm gonna go in, I like to use it on my cheeks also. I've yet to use it on my lips, but I feel like it's just so easy to use that it's really like beginner friendly. It's if you want to jump into using stick products, it's really, really nice. It's a very, very nice color. Very comparable to the Nude Stick one, but I think this one's even softer. And then I like to soften out any harsh lines with my Beauty Blender, just sort of blending it all together, just really going for a naturally flushed look. So there you just see the color back into me, because I was seriously lacking color. So there you just see a nice bit of color, just really, really nice and soft, which is what I go to on a daily basis. I like to just have some soft color in my cheeks, nothing too dramatic for school. Again, I like to do this quickly, so we are going to finish. I think I'm going to set my eyes a little bit. I don't do this often, if ever, but I recently got the Kat Von D loose powder as like a sample, so I've been trying to set recently, but we'll see. I think you're supposed to set honestly before the eye makeup, but I just like to add some powder just to avoid any creasing. So yeah, just put some under there, smile lines. So there we have cheeks, eyes, face done, and I'm going to zoom you all in to show you the brow product. So I'm very excited for this. Fenty Beauty coming out with brow products, honestly amazing. Some things right off the bat that I will tell you guys before we get into this. The colors I found to be very comparable, so not that they're named the same or anything, but the colors that I use in the Anastasia Brow Wiz, it's very simple. It's called Granite, so I like a darker than my brow color because I have lighter hair but darker brows. I like to darken my brows, and they are pretty comparable. I'd say the Brow Wiz does have more of a deep gray tone, whereas this one actually, this one as in the Fenty one, it does, I did soft black, so that's my color, soft black, and I feel like it is very, very comparable, a little bit less gray and more brown, but they're very comparable. The only thing that I will also notice is texture, or I'll mention texture. The Brow Wiz is more of a dense, like it's a dense, so it's not as soft, it's more firm, and the Fenty one is definitely a lot softer, which I feel like is easier almost to work with, so that's really nice. But they are very comparable tips. The Fenty one is a little bit finer than the Anastasia one, but I feel like you won't really notice that unless you're trying to draw feathered marks, but normally I just try and keep to my shape, and I don't really draw a lot of eyebrows, so I can't really speak to that. But definitely softer and still very creamy and nice. So I'll zoom you all in to show you how I get my brows put together and how this product actually works and sort of my thoughts on it. So here you have a zoomed in look, and again I will show you what the brush looks like. So it is really, really cool, thick brush. I feel like it really does make a difference when you're doing your brows, and the other end is just the typical spin out product. So definitely very cool and very nice. So here you have my brows zoomed in. I don't do much to my brows. I usually keep them pretty natural. Sometimes I'll pluck hairs here and there on the top and the bottom, but for the most part, they are the way they are. So I'm gonna have my mirror up here, and I'm going to try and simultaneously do my brows and still see you guys in the camera. So already you can see how easy this pencil is to work with. It is very, very nice. I'm going to comb up my hairs. So I do have some spots that I want to fix up in the sense of filling in. So there are just some spots that I like to go up or across and fill out. I just like to have the line sort of redrawn. And then I like to sort of feather out the line into my brush, into my brows with the brush. So just very, very simple, just filling in any areas that look sparse. I'm not somebody who likes a well-defined brow. I like a more natural looking brow, just to sort of get that line and brush it out. Again, just something very simple and clean. So you can see there are certain areas that need a little more love, and this brush is really easy at just filling those areas in. So I'm even looking over here, and anything that looks just a little sparse, I like, see, even with the front, I'm kind of not always into filling that, but this brush actually makes it, or this pencil really makes it easy to fill in. And there, look at that, very easy, simple. And then you can even brush out any of those lines. And I just feel like it looks really, really clean. So there you can see the difference, that there's just a clean line, and that's without any concealer. I think that looks so nice. So definitely a lot easier, and I feel like it's even easier than my Brow Wiz pencil. So we're going to do this side too really quickly. I'm gonna try and do it on camera. Let's see if I could do that. Let's brush it up. So see how easy it just really brushes everything up. And I feel like if you are wearing your eye makeup already and you already have like your eyeshadow on, like you don't really need to worry about like this product taking it off like with the brush, because sometimes with a spoolie you'll like pick up some makeup sometimes, but I feel like this brush really only grabs the hairs, which is nice. So you can have your foundation or whatever you're wearing, your BB cream on, and then you won't have to worry. So see how like smooth it was, and like it was so easy to just draw that line there. It's just really nice, and I really enjoy this product so far. I've only used it a few times, but I've enjoyed every experience. It hasn't been like frustrating at all, so that's nice with a brow product, because sometimes doing your brows, they don't cooperate the same every day. So that is really nice. It's very nice, even. So see how this one, you can even define it more. I think this one's even my stronger brow, but you can definitely define them. I don't know how I feel about drawing in those front areas, but you can. It's always a possibility. So there you have it. Very simple, put together look with the brows. Nothing too crazy, and you just achieve like very even sister brows. So I feel like it looks really nice, and that's like without any concealer at all, which I really appreciate, that you don't have to put concealer on them, that you can if you want to. I usually take some clear brow gel. If you have any recommendations for brow gel, I'm always looking for good brow gels. So this one's the Anastasia one. I've heard that the Nude Stick brow gel with whatever their brow product is, but especially the brow gel on the one side of it is like a really good brow gel. But if you have any other recommendations, comment them down below, because I am in the market for a new one. Now I'm going to do my mascara while I'm here, just to show you all. I usually like to mix my Lash Princess Volume Mascara with my Glossier Lash Slick. So I usually go in with this for some volume on the lashes. So again, enjoy these funny faces. Right at the root, I like to get right in there. And then we're gonna go in with just another brush through. I just like brushing it to sort of separate them even more. So there you see, very simple, very effective. It gives my lashes the lift and the separation that I love in a lash look. Because I only wear mascara, if I do wear any makeup at all, I do enjoy a very dramatic, fluttery, very spread out lash look. I don't like clumping in my lashes, so I feel like these two really add a nice, fluttery, full look to my lashes. So definitely a big fan of that. So there we go. I will zoom you guys out and finish this look. So like I mentioned, this look doesn't even need concealer, because it is just such a nice and easy brow product that it really does contain your brows, and you can shape them out in a way where you don't need to refine it with concealer or make it any more dramatic, because I feel like it's just enough to shape it and still add that dramatic look where you see that you have very nice and defined brows. What I do like to do to finish the look is add on a lip product. I feel like just having a bit of color, again, adds to waking you up in the morning, because if you are leaving early in the morning, it's nice to just have that like splash of color to feel more awake. And I like to go in with the Charlotte Tilbury in Bond Girl, and I like to just put a little bit like blotting my lips. So I just like blot some color on. So you just sort of blot the color everywhere. And then there you just have like a bit of the color. And then to sort of hide any like need for perfection, I like to go over it with the Glossier, the red gloss. I'm a big fan of this because it sort of just adds a gloss look while keeping the red color, so you don't need to worry about, like, I know sometimes with my clear gloss I don't like adding a red lipstick on and then messing up my clear gloss by adding like a red tint to it. So because this is already tinted red, I feel like it is the perfect gloss to use when you want to do a red lip or even pink or like any colored lips, so you don't have to worry about like ruining your clear gloss. So this is a really nice pop of sheerness and a pop of moisture that I really enjoy. So here's the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will say that if you are in the market for a brow pencil, that the Fenty Beauty MVP Brow is definitely something that I recommend, and I do recommend you guys at least trying it out because it is just so nice. It's smooth, it's creamy, it has great color payoff. The brush is a game changer. Like, I cannot say enough good things about this brush. This brush is crazy good at like getting the brows in place, brushing up the product without removing it, because sometimes I feel like spoolies don't do anything because they're so sparse. Like sometimes you'll comb it and it'll just kind of like, I don't know, go right through it, but this one really does comb the hairs nicely. It puts them in the right places. It distributes the product so evenly. So I am definitely a big fan of this, and if you haven't already, try it out for sure. Comment down below, again, any clear brow gel recommendations you have. I'm definitely in the market for one. Tell me your favorites. Tell me what you use. If there's anything better that you know of, I would definitely love to try that out. So that's everything for this video. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I'll see you in the next one.